Well, let's do this shit. Here we go. Riftmasters Open Qualifier, Day 2, second game. Gotta fucking go to chat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love chat. KFC second place Demons. Second place Demons is the ex-enemy team. They're just the enemy team. Except they've got School in bot lane and Jackie to support. Um, the reason that they did this, I'm pretty sure it's for seeding, but they can do whatever the fuck they want. So it's basically enemy KFC. Um, I don't like Renekton ban, but I think that's if you're worried about giving it to Zello, but like his champ pool is so deep, I think it's not a great ban. I like Ashe, I like Karma, Jay Senna, pretty obvious. I think you expect to see a Gragas ban here, um, because that seems like the obvious first pick, at least in my eyes. Olaf is fine as well. Um, so you just pick Gragas here, I think, and then you run with that, because Gragas is like a hyper flex. You can play him support, top, mid. There is no role you can't play Gragas except for maybe APC, and even then, like if you have a non-farming support, he can play the APC role. Uh, I'm I don't like Ash bans specifically in NA. Well, I like them specifically in NA. I think that in other regions, Ash is not going to be good because teams have a lot better map play and they're not going to get caught out by arrows. They're just gonna three-man dive whoever the fuck they want anyways because they like know how to do that. Varus bot, um, good. Um, the AP Varus has been like sort of hovering up in prio, especially in EU. I don't know. It's not. There's not a lot to talk about with this draft. It's pretty standard. Lee Sin is again very standard. I think the Lee Sin pick is kind of early. I think there's a lot of picks, especially in the jungle like Riven, like Wukong, that you can kind of punish Lee Sin on. The other thing is like, if you're gonna play Lee Sin, I want to see like Set, Alistair, Nautilus, Leona kind of champs. Just give him something else so that he's not trying to find a solo kick, because that stuff doesn't work. Um, There's not a lot to talk about with this draft. I'd say it's pretty standard for what you expect. I expect that if you're on blue side, you're just gonna keep going. Fucking I'm not a huge fan of Nami. I think that she's probably one of the worst enchanters. I think that you get more value out of having an engaged support, but I mean the waves does make it easier to land, like split up the team, hit a kick, especially for Lee Sin. Sion is a bad ban here. I don't know why you would ban Sion because they have two things that can flex top lane. The Riven's most likely going to be jungle, but there's still a lot of jungle picks up, and the Riven can very easily flex top lane, so there's no point in banning out top. I think that if you're KFC, the best bans are actually engaged supports that will give you a bad matchup in the bot lane, because you're fine with a Gragas Varus bot, especially in the Lucian Nami. I think you win that if you're the Lucian Nami. Cassidy, again, I'm just not a huge fan of the Cassidy ban. I think that he's not that good post nerfs. Especially if you're playing like an early game comp like KFC is, where they want to get ahead early. You should be looking to punish him early because his laning phase is still not great. Set, so that's going in the top lane. That's the sort of engage you need. The only problem I have with Set is that he scales very well off of tank stats. He doesn't scale as well off of damage. Sorry, allergies. Things like Divine Sunderer don't work that well on him. You'd rather have like the Dead Man's Plate style. So it looks like it's gonna be Gragas mid with the Nautilus support lock in. Because I think you're gonna put the Riven jungle. You could put the Gragas top against Set. I think that's a matchup that you kind of like. You won't have kill pressure though. Um, I don't think either lane has kill pressure. I'd say that's pretty even. Because Set with Pit Grit doesn't really die under 25% HP with his shield as well. And then Gragas just has incredible amounts of sustain. What's the last lock in? I think you lock in a mid laner here. I think Zed. is the lock-in. Zed and Kali, I think, are very good. Morgana. So that means it's Morgana jungle, Gragas mid, Riven top. I suppose it could be Morgana mid, but I don't think that's good. Morgana jungle is much more effective because you can get a lot more value from just having a super fucking fast clear, especially against Lee Sin. Black Shield is very good. It's basically a cleanse. Like it's not as good as like a QSS or a cleanse, but you throw it down and suddenly you're not losing. You're not getting CC chained like KFC wants to. Um. So, if I'm being real here, like second place Demons probably have the better draft, but I still expect them to lose. Um, KFC is just kind of getting like KFC's draft loses very hard to the Black Shield and the Root. Morgana Pit is also very good into that draft because the front to back is especially potent, or like the second place Demons front to back is especially potent against the KFC draft because they don't really have a traditional front line if the set builds damage, which is I don't think great. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Diana here either. I think that she's eh. The good thing though for second place Demons is that you do have the choice of Riven or Gragas into the Diana because you can flex Riven top and the Gragas mid and vice versa. I think Riven's more likely gonna go top. That's actually I think Riven's more likely gonna go mid. I think you prefer that matchup. Either way, I think second place Demons have won the draft, but I just can't see them executing on this. Morgana jungle requires a lot of like macro focus and vision around like getting her roots to get value in ganks, which a lot of NA teams don't have. Because like if you're watching the SEA games, I think it was Nigma that specifically popularized Morgana jungle, and the way that they did that was they played a very supportive role, sort of like how you expect a PC League player to play, where they would like go in, try to force a flash, and then repeat gank. Often not trying to like if you hit the root, that's good, but at the same time, just forcing your lane to be able to like move around the map is good enough, especially in Wilder for the map is smaller. Yeah, so similar roster for second place Demons, X Enemy, except we got old school Jackie Bot. You like to see the chunking of the ADC early. In Enchanter matchups, you generally want to try to chunk Enchanters. But yeah. Yeah. The other thing to keep in mind for these games is that I think Sandwich's hero pool is relatively limited still. Doesn't play a lot of things other than Gragas specifically. I also hate the fucking Morgana mid lane. I'm gonna say that. I think that Riven absolutely fucks Diana here. Because Diana really wants to get a bunch of dash resets. She can't really do that safely into Riven. You also don't get any value out of, like, binding until you're able to rotate around the map. And, like, you can't side lane with Morgana. It's like, I don't know. You're just missing out on a lot. Because, like, if you do the Chinese 3-man unit, you're gonna be able to get a lot of value. This is the fucking cringe clear. So Molly is gonna do the 2 camp clear, red into Raptors, get mid prio, and then probably try to go for an early gank or an invade. It looks like Tybe is doing the reverse clear, starting Raptors, going red, Gromp, trying to gank bot lane, but they have a good ward there, so it's not gonna do anything. Did they see the early ward? They should expect that there's a ward there, but it looks like they didn't see it for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell if they saw the ward there, but it's yeah, it's hard to tell if they saw the ward, but you should expect it. Other than that, I don't like taking early trades against Set if you're Gragas, especially in this scenario, because Lee Sin is gonna like you know that Maui plays with Lemont, so Lemont will be sharing jungle clears with him, and this is the classic Lemont clear. I've talked about this like fucking 5 different times already, but if they're gonna clear um red into fucking Raptors into mid prio, you have to start clearing blue. It's just you don't get anything if you're clearing Raptors or red. The other thing that is, I guess you don't really like if your enemy is that you kind of are gonna just be losing bot lane. Well, they're going for a fucking red invade. Or no, 4-man dive bot? I don't know, that's just a really fucking weird rotation because you should expect Riven to clear red. It looks like it's like an adjustment in case they expected them to clear blue, but it's like the NA metagame is to clear red. It's also just one of those weird like ships in the night thing where like Riven and Lee Sin just gonna pass each other. But I think that this invade is just bad. NA players are kind of dog shit at the game, and so they never understand that you can clear blue. So you've got to take advantage of that shit and constantly invade blue. Like there's no value from that. That rotation got nothing done. And now they've got mid prio, they can fucking rotate top for a look. Like especially if you're like if Set's gonna take that aggressive trading against Gragas, you have to gank him. Because Gragas will out sustain every single time. I can't tell who gets that. I think Time gets that. No, so Mally ended up winning that. Yeah, because his smite gets upgraded. Oh yeah, Time's smite doesn't go through here, does it? Yeah, he just flashes and he doesn't know the smite. Anyways, look at this vision control for KFC. Enemy has no fucking vision at all. Fucking A. And like it's not like it's like a bunch of vision at one side. They just kind of like strangle out all the fucking vision because they just let them. Like, why is Nautilus bot lane here, right? Like, you're seeing the entire enemy team rotate up. You have to get these fucking camps and recall and run top. Because, like, you know Nami's out of lane. Because they fucking see Nami. Like, you have to sack this wave. Nami's fucking sacking to get that wave in mid. So, like, they're not sharing as much XP. Like, you have to fucking sack wave here. Like, this is too late at this point. Because once they force the flash, they've gotten a ton of value. Because there's no threat of, like, a Riven flash engage. Right, like, this is where you need to start roaming Nautilus. Like, this 130 mark. Like, Nautilus shouldn't be fucking bot here. Like, the moment you see, like, the mid lane rotating bot, you know that they're gonna fucking push top. Because there's nothing to get value out of in either bot. Like, there's no reason for them to stay here. They will get value. There's no effective value here. They're gonna go top. Like, it's 100% guaranteed. You have to recall here so that you can make it to top first. Because Nautilus move speed isn't fast. could see they're going for the 2-minute reset. I hope they go out. I hope they swap now. A lot of like Chinese teams and STA teams have been going for a lot earlier swaps, like 2:30. I think it's really fucking good because you can establish a lot of early mid control, which lets you like get prio elsewhere. And like this Riven hasn't finished her first fucking clear, so like you can just kind of bully her out of the game. Also, Morgana hasn't fucking recalled yet, which is like, how are you gonna let the fucking Diana get that much prio over you? You have a fucking winning lane, I guess. Like he's been winning lane. He's had push all game, and he's just now getting his recall off. Fucking unhinged. Like, imagine if they ganked top against this Gragas who down fucking 300 gold just by farming. God, these fucking NA players. This shit is unacceptable. You should not be down this much gold. Like, look, you fucking. Do they get vision? No, they don't have vision on the recall here. But like the moment you know that they're like fucking recalling at all, you have to fucking match. Cause I don't know. He's already down like 100 gold. When the fuck does this lead balloon? Fuck, he just misses a wave somewhere? Oh, he just freezes wave. Yeah, it's like, this is a fucking bad recall timing. Because, like, the wave's already pushing out, so you do have the shove, but it's not fast enough, so you can still freeze wave. This is just a fucking mistake. You just have to stay here, unfortunately. Like, you don't like staying here, but, like, you're up 100 gold, and you're now down, like, 200. That's like a, what, 300 gold swing? Yeah, so you just got swung 300 gold because you missed, like, a fucking wave and a half. I don't know. Like, Zelda was catching up, and so he missed, like, half a wave, and then, like, plus he got all that farm that he had recalled on because he had shove. Like, you just have to hold wave under tower and then recall. Speaking of which, nobody fucking does this. Like, nobody knows, because, like, in PC League, what they'll do is they'll, like, if they can get the freeze, which is, like, 2 ranged minions or a canyon minion, same in Wild Rift, about. But if you can get the freeze under tower, you can just fucking recall and walk back out to wave, and then you won't lose the whole fucking wave. Like, you'll lose, like, maybe a minion. So instead of, like, a 300 gold swing, it's, like, a 100 gold swing, and that's, like, even now. I don't know. This is just fucking unacceptable to me. Like, if you're gonna fucking take that recall, you better be, like, you better be fucking winning that lane so hard that you can. Because, like, I don't know. They have fucking pushing mid lane. They haven't used that to any fucking value. Like, KFC's just gonna, like, KFC's just kind of fucking trolling this game. Like, they're just doing nothing. God, fuck. I'm gonna get fucking. We're gonna go on a tangent here. Fucking. Where the fuck is that game? I think it was this one. No, fuck, it was, what was it? It was Thunder Talk FPX, wasn't it? It wasn't this game, I'm pretty sure. There was a game where, like, fucking 4 members were top at, like, yeah, this is what I was talking about. So look at this shit. Like, fucking 320, they're already fucking making plays on the map, right? Like, look at this shit. They get the exact same fucking red prio that, is gotten for the other team, and they, like, actually use it to do shit because they've gotten camps. So, like, if you look at fucking if you all want to watch a good game, this fucking FPX Thundertalk game really fucking good. Um, but like you can see that the set makes the swap at like 3:30. Like they're making early swaps to get mid prio, right? So they can use that for an invade. And like when you have this mid prio, you can invade. And like they try to do this shit right here, but it's a fucking failure because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. This is the game because there was a game where fucking no, this is not the game. This is this the game? Yeah, this is the game. Hold up. No, but this is what I'm talking about when I say like you take early fights top lane. Cause like look at how much people FPX have stacked here. They've got fucking 4 men stacked here, and they're just letting the Ziggs AFK farm bot lane. Like they aren't able to get anything off it, but like this is what you should be doing in this scenario, because you have massive amounts of prio in the bot lane, so you should be fucking stacking for bot. The game 4. Uh, no. The fuck? Which game was it? One of these fucking games. I know for sure. Yeah, this is it. This is what I'm talking about when I say an early switch. Because, like, look at this. It's fucking 1 minute in, and because you have, like, an AP or AD mid laner that functions a similar role to whatever bot laner you're playing, right? You have the Morgana that functions that similar role to the Varus where they're farming. You fucking are able to swap early and get the mid prio to cancel out and stop shit like this. This is the tangent that I'm taking here. But like this is exactly what I'm talking about when fucking NA teams have clearly no fucking clue what goes on in other regions. Anyways, now that fucking Riven's behind like 2 camps, we'll keep continuing. It's also really fucking weird that Morgana's had pushed this whole game, but she's still like 50 gold behind Diana. Oh, are they gonna finally fucking push it? They're finally punishing the aggressive trading. Thank fuck. Yep, that's just a good punish right there. Like, Ragus has been taking way too fucking aggressive trades the entire game. And so they finally punish him for that shit. Like, if you're a top laner and you don't know where the jungler is, and red camps just came back up, because you know Lee Sin started red, right? Because he walked from this direction into, the mid lane, back at, like, 130. Actually, more like 110, right? But when Lee Sin walks into the mid lane from this bush, you know that he cleared red camps, and red camps come up in about 3 minutes. So you have to be ready for Lee Sin to be topside. So if you know this, right? Because you know Lee Sin just recalled, you know he's going to be topside. Why the fuck are you trading? You're not going to solo kill set. You never will, especially a level down. Just back off the fucking wave and like keep trying to, because they're not. Look, set has push here. You're not going to be able to like you're not going to lose a bunch of minions in this scenario. And like you know that your jungler's going bot, and you know that their jungler is somewhere topside, and he hasn't showed mid, so he's likely coming top. So why are you taking any sort of aggressive trades? You will never lose minions here, and you will never solo kill Set. Those are the two most important things to realize. Like, Set is not going to get solo killed specifically because of this shit. So when the moment you start taking aggressive trades, you're just opening yourself up to a gank. And a top laners, my god. Yeah, okay, so it looks like the ex-enemy core wants to go for um, the Rift Herald. That's why they kind of swapped. They're trying to get top scuttle, get top pressure. Um, yeah. Your top lane is out of the game though, which is unfortunate. And like Riven is just so fucking far behind Lee Sin, because her camps, like she got double scuttled, and she's like, what at this point? She's like two camps behind Lee Sin still. So it's like you're just so fucking far behind. Even though the bot lane is like it's relatively even. Like there's an extra 200 gold on Varus, but like Nami's down about 100, so it's like relatively even. It's 100 gold difference. What the fuck? No, no, no. There's okay. This is probably bait by Sandwich. I'd assume it's bait, but at the same time, why the fuck is your jungler just kind of sitting there and watching you get pummeled? Ugh, this is such a fucking bad play. So, right, let's start with one fact, okay? First of all, I mean, I suppose it's safe to assume, like, I don't think that Maui is doing anything wrong here, right? Because it's pretty safe to assume that Riven shouldn't be here. Because Riven should be clearing her bot camps. Like, by all rights, Riven should be clearing wolves over into red buff. Because she's down 700 fucking gold on you. This is not a mistake. The mistake is this shit. Why? Number one, you have no vision. Do they have any vision on the bot lane? Okay, so they know where Nami is, and they know Lucian recalled. Yes, so this is a bad fucking play for both teams. So the reason that this is bad for, um, well, it's not necessarily bad for, because I'm not gonna criticize Malik. I think that like you should probably check the bush, because that's a pretty common camp, bush camp. But I think that this is a really fucking bad play from enemy. So they do end up getting vision on the Lucian, but he could have very easily come out top, right? And so like you're opening yourself up to a like a fucking getting rolled by that shit. Like if Lucian came out top here, enemy get fucked. This is a good like counter gank by Tybe though on Zello. But like I said, you're not gonna get the kill on a Zet this set. But a good change of corruptions is like getting a kill on a Mally. That said, how the fuck does Nautilus get the kill? Does he ignite? You never want Nautilus having that kill. Um, that is really fucking bad for you because like Nautilus, like the efficiency, the value that you get out of that gold is 0. And so that's really fucking bad. But at this point, you're now in a 2v2 where you're fucking losing. Like, there's no way you ever win this 2v2. I'm still confused as to how Nautilus gets the kill here, but oh, it's his fucking E. Or no, it's his yeah, it's his E, right? Yeah, so Nautilus gets the kill with his E, which is like unlucky, but uh, anyways, fucking Lebmon and Gume almost ate this 2v2. You should, if you're fighting a 2v2, never fucking target the tank. Always target the ADC. Because the tank doesn't do shit without the ADC. The ADC can do shit without the tank. Other than that, Jackie kind of trolls by not autoing the Nami at least once for the root. I think that's a mistake. Like, here, I think the move is to turn around and immediately auto-attack Nami as well, so that she gets rooted. Because I think that makes bubble aiming, like, a little bit harder in my eyes. Because you can, like, then old school can have more movement options. This is the problem where, like, I think that old school can win that if he has, like, flash still. Or ult, either, but, yeah. Meanwhile, mid lane's just kind of farming, smile. Like, this is, you know, you're not going to get much value there from mid lane. You expect them to be bot trading. Anyway, if you're down like 1.3k gold, you'd never want to be that down early, especially if it's crit Lucian, because he scales very well early. The Muramana Lucian kind of doesn't do shit until 8 minutes. Okay, so let's start with one thing, right? It is acceptable to trade the right, like if you're Gragas here, you need to be moving this direction or this direction or this direction. You cannot be moving right. Like imagine there's a fucking imaginary line right here where this Morgana pool is, kind of where I'm moving my mouse. You should not cross that imaginary line. It's like actually, it'd be better to imagine it as an imaginary fucking circle. The Rift Herald's personal space. You don't interfere with that shit because that is exactly like uh, like that doesn't end up mattering, but he like Mally had multiple ways in and like multiple angles. The other thing is like the moment you see Mally, you need to get that man out of there. He needs to go the fuck away. And you know what's the great go the fuck away tool? That Gragas ult. So like right here, you should be Gragas ulting him, not the like Gragas hitting these two doesn't matter. Gragas hitting him is what matters, right? Because Gragas goes for what? Who is that? I can't tell. It's fucking starting, and I think Zello. Yeah, so it's starting in Zello. But that doesn't matter because Tybe misses the smite. By the way, this is just fucking a shitty smite timing. This is something that NA players don't fucking do. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you're doing here. Like, if you're gonna fire an arrow through the rift tail, you need to be like you guys. So here's what they do in fucking Pro League, right? They pick a number, so you just keep autoing it, and then right here you say like 1465. You're gonna fire the arrow and smite at the same time. That way, you don't have shit like this where it's sitting there at 519, which is just a free smite. Like, Tybe just, I guess, ints this shit and, like, doesn't know old school is gonna fire the arrow or something, because that's the only thing that makes sense. Because it doesn't make sense to just leave it at fucking, like, 500 health, which is smite range. That's a really fucking good ult from Zello, and that means everybody dies. Other than that, I need to criticize the fucking Morgana. I think that, right, like, Morgana's value is entirely based around two things, right? Like her black shield is nice. It's a very good utility tool. Her root is nice. Her root is nice. It's a good utility tool. But where Morgana shines is in her fucking pool and her ultimate. Those are the two things you need to do to get value out of Morgana. Yes, mobile. Fuck. Enigma. When does Enigma play? I think this one. I don't fucking remember. I'm gonna have to find it. I'm not gonna be able to find a name Morgana name off the top of my head. But the way that you get a lot of value from Morgana is her pool and her ultimate. And this is just a dog shit fucking pool. So the way that you get value off the pool, this is a bad pool. Right here is a bad pool. Because you get no value off it. You're only doing damage to the Rift Herald. But Tybe and Old School will take care of that shit. Like, you don't need to fucking worry about that. Right here is when you want to drop the pool, because it's a lot of damage into Diana, and it means that Maui and Zello can't necessarily walk into you for free because they'd be taking a lot of damage. The other thing is, you want to ult earlier, because look at how late this ult comes out in the team fight, right? So the team fight's gonna last for... So, we'll say the team fight starts from right here. So it's 5:25. And so it ends at like, we'll say 5:32, because that's when most of them are dead. The Morgana ult comes out at like 5:29, right? 4 seconds in, which is about halfway through the fight. Even a little more than halfway. This is too late. You want to use your Morgana ultimate to start. To like, with the moment they fucking dive on you, like right here is when you want to be Morgana ulting. Because Zello is coming into you, you can force the Diana out, and you can force the Lee Sin out, right? Instead, he's gonna hit more members right now. Like, he hits two. Which is like, it's fine, but it doesn't force anybody out because they can just burst you down. The other thing is black shield value, right? So when you're looking at Morgana, he hits a good root. This is good root value. Where's the Morgana black shield, though? Hold up. I'm pretty sure it comes out during the fucking Diana ultimate. We're going to turn up our quality. We're going to turn down our speed. We're going into teamfight analysis Andy because NA doesn't know how to teamfight. No. Where's the fucking black shield? There it is. It's on Tybe. When the fuck does it go into Tybe? So it goes on to Tybe. So it goes on to Tybe. Not now, not now, not now, now. 5:26. Why are you putting it on Tybe? I had to fucking, like, struggle to find the Morgana fucking black shield. This is no value, right? You should be putting this shit onto fucking your front line. Because your front line is the one who's getting ass blasted by CC, not Tybe. Look, if Tybe gets kicked over here, it doesn't fucking matter. You've already lost the Rift Herald. Who gives a shit? But, like, when Sandwich gets fucking dunked into the back of your team, that's what's fucking bad. You should be throwing this shit onto Jackie and onto Sandwich. You should be black shielding right here onto Sandwich so that he doesn't get fucking rolled by this ultimate. Or you should black shield Old School here so that he doesn't get fucking rolled by this face breaker. Like, this is just a wombo combo, and it works because the black shield gets no fucking value. Okay, I think I've thoroughly, like, explained why I hated this team fight. But anyways, they're just gonna fucking run down top lane turret, run down mid lane turret, and go get Infernal Dragon. Like, it was basically a wipe. I don't think they got the ace, did they? Oh yeah, they technically do get. No, they don't get the ace technically, because Meals respawned. What the? Right? I thought Meals died here. Or did he get away? No, no, he flashes, so he gets away. Yeah, so it's not an ace, but it's still really fucking bad. Um, well, now that this game is fucking over, let's talk about Nautilus builds. The reason that you don't build Fimbulwinter on Nautilus is because the stats are absolutely fucking dog shit. So let's start with the statement that Fimbulwinter is one of the best items of the game. By no means is it bad, but you don't get the value that you'd like out of it. The reason for that is specifically a few things. If you need the mana, get better at mana management. I'm sorry, but I cannot take you seriously if you say that the reason you want Winter's Approach Fimbulwinter is because of mana. It just means you need better mana management. The other thing is, how do you plan to transform it into Fimbulwinter, right? Because the way that you transform it is by stacking uh, the mana item, the fucking Tear of the Goddess. But you can't do that because Nautilus doesn't use that much mana, right? Like, the other thing is, um, so when you're looking at Fimbulwinter, you have the the bonus health equal to 8% of all max mana, and it refunds 50%. The other thing is immobilizing or slowing gives you it consumes 3% mana and gives you 5% plus the shield, the fucking shield, which is no fucking value. You don't want shields on a tank. You want fucking HP, MR, and armor. Those are the things you want. Like, temporary shielding isn't good in this game because there's so many items against it. Like, if Gume ever builds fucking Serpent's Fang, you're rolled. Like, you're getting fucking rolled because Fimbulwinter is no value. Like, you can't build that shit. It's not good. The other thing is, um, right here, you're not getting a lot of value. It's only 300 HP. Like, you'd much rather be going, like, I don't know, fucking Abyssal Mask or, like, Ixtalis into Warmogs, Something that'll give you a lot of HP, and so that you won't get poked out. Because that's, like, the biggest problem, right? Like, because you can, like, even if, like, team fights last, like, 5, 6, 7 seconds in this game. So you can, like, take the chance to run away temporarily and then come back for the end of the team fight with a little more HP with Warmogs, which is what's really fucking valuable. Anyways, Ty and Allie know that the other person's here, so they're just kind of fucking feeling each other out. And like, I don't know why you'd ever take this engagement. If you're Ty, you can't play this game of chicken. Maui is fucking 2k gold, 2.6k gold ahead of you. Because you farmed like shit. He's gotten like 3 kills over you, 2 assists. The fucking Lucian is ahead by 400 gold because he's gotten 3 kills. Your support's basically even. Like, I don't know. It's like, this is just, you are never winning this fight. It is not happening. Yeah, like, look, they're just getting fucking rolled. Old School does some damage, but not enough to kill 4 fucking members of the team. The other thing is, Old School needs to fucking retreat here. The moment that you know Morgana's dead, I guess it's like a fucking lost cause, because you can't really retreat in Delusion. But, like, you have to make some sort of fucking attempt, like, either just go balls deep for clear in the wave, or retreat as fast as possible. Like, you don't get to just kind of sit there under turret, you're dead. Um, yeah. Anyways, this game is fucking over. I suppose I'll talk about this game, but I expect it to be done in 15, 20 minutes. Like before Elder spawns kind of style. We're just waiting for Baron. I don't know. So like if your enemy, second place demons, enemy, um the important part is to fucking swap earlier. Don't into that one team fight around Herald and take advantage of where you have prio, and also don't fucking trade if you know the jungler's top. Like, just fucking jungle track for God's sakes. Like, get vision, jungle track. Like, those are the two big things you need to do. Like, you can work around not swapping, and you can work around like how you play the game with in regards to like your mid lane rotations and stuff like that. But like I don't know, you're never doing it if you're just gonna keep fucking not have vision. Like the biggest problem in this game has been vision, because KFC knows exactly where you are, and that's it. Well, I expect this game to end in fucking 10 minutes. So let's hope something interesting happens. So like this is just good standard play by KFC, right? They're just trying to choke. You gotta choke out the jungle, and you gotta make sure that there are no neutral objectives that you can be gathered. Like you're up, what, 11k gold? I don't see how you lose this unless you like Omega throw. So you just play a nice standard game, let your Lee Sin and Lucian do all the work, and then they proceed to get kills. Like the only way that the enemy core wins this game is by doing some sort of like I guess you have to like just get a flip fight at Baron or like try to get some picks off in the side lane. But like you have no side laners. This is the other reason that I don't like Morgana mid, right? You can't match the side lane. Yeah. So I mean like if you're cuz here's the thing. Teams need to understand that they can't draft for when they're ahead. If you're if you're a worse team, there's two things that you should be drafting for. You should be drafting for people for carries that don't lose utility when they're behind, and you should be drafting to cause chaos. Like this is probably one of the most standard drafts I've ever seen. And it's like you're never gonna beat KFC like this. The way that you beat better teams is by creating chaos, creating a draft that they aren't comfortable with, creating a draft that maybe they haven't played those characters before. Maybe it's like maybe you just fucking leave up all the power picks and you're like playing like Ash Senna or some shit. Or like you gotta have something unique and different that doesn't fit the normal constraints of the air quotes meta. Like that's how you win the game. The other thing is if you expect to be put behind early, you can't draft characters like Ribbon who really thrive when they're ahead and have issues when they're behind, have issues farming. Because when you're behind, you need to expect that you're going to have to match side lanes. You need to expect that you're going to have to be like you're going to have to expect that you need no you're going to get denied jungle farm is what I should say if I can fucking say it. Right? Those are like the two things that you should expect. And Ribbon like really wants jungle farm, she really wants kills, she really wants to be ahead. That's why I think that if like because the way that Morgana works is that like a lot of her utility is based around her kit, and like she still does damage even without items, and that's why I think that if you put the Morgana into the jungle here, you can send Meals to go match the fucking set in the side lane, and you get a lot of utility that you can sort of work around not having to put your jungler that far behind on, right? Because Morgana hyper farms, and the reason that Riven got so far behind in this game was because that she wasn't farming at all. Anyway, setup for Ocean Dragon looks good. Nothing interesting there. At this point, it's like that we're just waiting for Baron. Like this game is over. They might be able to get inhib here if they like can get another charge off. Um, it dies in the fucking pool. This is a shitty Grag Assault. This is a team fight that's winnable maybe because Diana goes in way, way, way too far. And so you're able to sort of, bring her in, but she just gets knocked out of the entire fucking team. So she's gonna escape with her life. Also, again, Nautilus gets the kill, which is like, it's unfortunate, but at this point, you need to just stop fucking attacking when people are low. Because, like, that one is very preventable. You should not be taking kills as support, especially, especially if your team is behind. Because supports don't need fucking tank items. A lot of their kits are dedicated around utility. And anyways, like I said, once you're like out from under tower, they're just gonna fucking annihilate you. It doesn't matter. Like that's why that ult is so fucking bad. The other interesting, like important thing to note is that like this is a really good stasis. Like, and even though like if you go back a couple seconds, no further forward. So you're gonna see the Magnetron chant used here as a taunt for Diana. I think Magnetron is fucking dog shit. The reason that it's fucking dog shit is that it does nothing. Like Nautilus is gonna be able to root people anyways, which is an effective taunt. Like you get a lot more value out of having more HP, especially when you're behind, because Gargoyle is just fucking like 10 times the amount of HP. It's just really fucking good. Anyways, this is a fucking NA item build. I don't know why they're trying to end here. Like you can't. It's just impossible. You just wait for Baron and you fucking you hit Baron, you reset, you hit Baron, you end. This game is fucking over. What are we at? That'll be the end of it. I'm gonna record another one after this. See ya.